our stream.
What is up?
How's it
How's
going?
it going?
We should remember Monday after Raw, every Wednesday after AEW and NXT, every Friday after SmackDown, and obviously we are streaming today as we're going to talk about...
That was so weird.
NXT UK.
You were like, we stream every...
It's
Monday
Thursday and it
after
threw me
Raw,
off. I just wasn't,
every Wednesday after NXT and AEW,
Well,
and
I was
every
gonna,
Friday...
I was going to go, okay, every Thursday after NXT, and then I was like, no.
That was really funny. So yeah, tonight we're here for
NXT UK.
NXT UK.
And we're also going to... How's it going, everybody?
Yes. And we're doing predictions.
For Royal Rumble.
For Royal Rumble, yes. So, that's what we're doing today.
Yes.
I hope everybody's here.
Look, they chatted and my chat isn't coming up. What in the crap?
I don't know.
Don't know either.
I don't know, man.
Alright.
I just don't know. So, guys, we're here.
Well, that's irritating.
How's everybody doing on this lovely
Hurry up and get everything set up here, because
Thursday?
you're like bouncing around so much that I can't, like, my head's spinning.
How's everybody doing on this lovely Thursday?
Okay.
It's Thursday.
It is Thursday.
It's weird. We're streaming on a
I've got
Thursday.
chat up here. Wow, an NXT UK recap. Awesome. Yes, we decided we would do this, expanding out a little more. Well, we were doing an NXT UK recap for a while, and then we kind of went away from it.
Yeah.
And now we're probably going to get back into it. May expand to like NWA Power. I don't know if we'll do it the day of the matches, but we'll do kind of a recap of all of that, and if people want us to, or even if people don't want us to, we'll do it and put it out there so everybody can hear it. There we are. It's coming up now.
There we go.
Which is weird.
It's just a delay,
yeah.
I suppose. Hey, guys.
Yes, like big time.
Hello, Zendel. Hello. No. Hello.
Hello, Chris YT Gamer. How you doing? Thanks for subscribing.
Hello, everybody.
All right. So NXT UK, we're gonna talk about that first.
Then we'll give you. Go ahead.
Yeah. Then we'll give you our predictions on the Royal Rumble.
Royal Rumble, yeah. I actually thought tonight's, I thought the NXT UK was pretty good for today.
Pretty solid, I thought.
I enjoyed it.
Pretty solid.
Didn't have too many problems with it. I'm gonna sneeze.
Bless you.
Told you.
I'm a huge WWE fan. Cool.
Sweet.
Cool.
Like
we do well, obviously we do this show. We have a show after Raw. We do a show after NXT and AEW on Wednesdays. And then we have the Friday SmackDown show that we do. This weekend we'll be on after Worlds Collide. We'll be on after...
No, we will be on during.
Oh, during Worlds Collide. Sorry.
No, not during Worlds Collide. We'll be on after Worlds Collide and during the Royal Rumble the next day.
Oh, my bad.
Jeez, man. I mean, unless you want to go on during Worlds Collide.
Oh, we can do it after.
Like, whatever.
We'll be on after Worlds Collide, and then we'll be on during the Royal Rumble. So yeah.
Yes.
So anyway, let's get started here. We'll talk about NXT UK, and then we'll move on from there.
Yes.
So you going to get us started here? Are you going to type on your phone?
I was putting the tweet out.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. Give me
what a sensible hour to see you.
What up? Yes.
Yeah, we're about, what is it, 12 o'clock there? We're about 6 hours ahead of where we normally are. 5 hours ahead of where we normally are.
Sensible hour, 12 o'clock. Sensible hour as opposed to 5 in the morning. Yes. So we start off NXT UK with Sid Scala and Johnny Saint and Imperium. They unveil a new UK championship, and I was just kind of like, what?
Well,
a new UK championship?
You didn't like it, but I mean, I'm okay with it. I thought it was cool.
I was just like, what was the point though? Because it was literally it was literally the same championship, and I was just like, what?
Yeah.
Why did we need to unveil a new one?
Yeah.
I just don't get it. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
No.
But that was it. That was the one thing that I was just kind of like, huh? What? Why?
Yeah.
It's weird. So, we then have Walter who gets on the mic. He says, Undisputed Era. After I dominated Joe Coffey, you came out and disrespected me and this sacred mat.
Yes.
That's what you did. And he says, you and your buddies are one of the reasons this sport has become a joke. We will beat you, and we will restore honor to our sacred sport.
I thought it was
a good promo.
Yeah, it was good. I thought it was good.
I like it.
I like when he speaks, when he starts speaking German or Austrian or whatever the crap language he speaks. How long was the episode out of interest? 50, like right around 55 minutes.
55 minutes or so.
Yeah.
As opposed to last week when it was 30.
It was pretty solid, I thought.
It was a good show.
I thought it was a solid show.
Yes. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, overall, yeah.
Yeah. That was good, you know?
Definitely.
Not too many problems.
No.
So, I thought it was a good promo. I like when Walter cuts promos. I feel like he doesn't cut promos very often, but when he does, they're generally really good.
I think he's one of those guys that doesn't have to say a lot.
No, his actions speak
but when
louder than
he
his
talks,
words,
talks, it's pretty interesting. It's kind of cool listening to him talk and just the way he presents himself.
Yeah.
I think he does a good job with what he does.
Yeah.
Just here to give my Royal Rumble predictions: Becky, Lacey, Reigns, Fiend, Andrade, Sheamus, Reigns, Shayna.
Neat.
All right.
Thank you, Scott.
We got you, Scott.
Yes. So, I don't know. I like it. I like the Walter promo. I like when he cuts promos. I think it's different and cool and neat.
Yeah.
So.
I'm getting better. You'll be pleased to hear, Mr. Lee. Well, that is good because I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm sorry I made you sick. I'm sorry I passed.
No, did you hear that? Wait a minute. He just said he's glad he made you sick. He just said he's glad he made you sick.
I'm sorry I passed the virus through my computer to you.
Hey Colin, what is up? How's it going? So, yeah. He just said he was glad. You just said you were glad you made him sick. I cannot even believe you. I can't even believe you. Oh, I
heard him.
Whoa, Mr. G. Glad? See? He's like...
Hey, after all the crap he gave me about him getting sick after I was sick, it was,
That was so funny. So, after the Walter promo and the unveiling of the championship, we then got Jordan Devlin versus Ligero. This is actually a really good match. I thought it was really good.
It was good.
I got a question.
The thing about it is I'm not a big, huge Ligero fan.
No, I agree.
I'm not a big. With this match.
I'm not a big Ligero fan either.
But I mean, as far as the match goes, I thought it was a good match.
Yeah, I agree. I thought it was a pretty decent match, and I enjoyed it. Ligero, I'm not a huge fan of, but Jordan Devlin, I do like Jordan Devlin a lot. I have a question. Since Jordan Devlin won, and he's put in the Cruiserweight Championship match, is that what they're going to do with him? Are they going to give him the Cruiserweight Championship?
Possibly. I came out of my deathbed just to be here, and you're glad I got you.
So, I don't know. Is that what they're going to do with Devlin, is give him the Cruiserweight Championship? Because, I mean, I'd be okay with that, I suppose.
Yeah, I'd be okay with it.
I wouldn't really have, like, a super big problem with it. But, like, I don't know. I just want to know if that's what...
Hey, thanks for the follow, Red Cape 9.
Yo.
How's it going?
Yo. What's up? So, I don't know. Is that what they're going to do with him? Does anybody else think they could put the Cruiserweight title on him? Because I think they very well could, and it would be fine.
Mr. G heel turn, Bubble Boy.
Like, I think I'd be okay with it.
Yeah, that was my heel side coming out there.
His heel turn. I've turned heel about 45 times. You. Only once in a blue moon.
Yeah. Not very often.
Only once in a blue moon. So, Devlin won, so he gets added to the Cruiserweight Fatal 4-Way this weekend at Worlds Collide. Should be fun.
Yeah.
Should be a fun match.
I think it'll be a good match.
So
we're discussing the Becky match at some point. Yes, we will discuss that too.
Yes. You took the words right out of my mouth.
And then I have my thoughts on what we talked about yesterday about the whole Tessa Blanchard thing.
Oh. Yeah, sure. We can talk about that too. The Becky thing is new, fresh in my mind, and that's on Twitter today. And I got some things to say about that too. So then we get a Kaylee Ray interview. She says something she gets asked about Mia Yim. I didn't catch the whole thing. I mean, I did, but I was kind of, trying to do two things at once, typing stuff down, and So, essentially, she just talked about Mia Yim and that she has her match and that she's going to beat her and it's going to be great. And then she goes away, and Imperium comes over, and they start talking about something. And then Mandrews comes over, and it's like, yo, Imperium, y'all suck. You suck. You couldn't get the job done, winning the tag titles. And so, y'all suck. And so that whole thing happens. And then we go back to the place, the ring, the stuff, happening at NXT UK. Eddie Dennis is going to speak out next week, so we have that to look forward to. Awesome, neat, cool. Then we get Josh Burrell versus Ilya Dragunov. I actually thought this was another really good match.
It was a good match.
For what it was a short match, and I knew Dragunov was going to win it because I had never heard of this other fool.
Well, I figured he'd win it, and I haven't been a huge fan of his, but I think that he's gotten better.
Agreed. The thing that made me all I don't really like you so much was just the fact that he's just weird. He's got a weird character, a weird gimmick, a weird everything. He wears the red contacts. It's just weird.
Well, and
it made me kind of overlook his whole wrestling thing because I never really paid attention to him because I thought he was so weird. But he's actually really good in the ring, and I don't hate him now. I'm not wow, you're so weird, I'm kind of I might like you a little bit,
Yeah, I've started to like him. I think that he's I feel that he's improved in the ring. But I think the huge thing is he's I just like the character.
Don't deny it. You told me earlier. I did. I'm kind of liking Dragunov now.
His whole character, I think, has really improved, and just him in general, I think, has improved. And
I feel like he almost has more personality, so to speak. You know what I mean? Because I feel like before, it was he came out, he did this whole weird thing when he comes out. He walked out weirdly, and he's just a weird dude in general. He looks weird, okay? So it just really threw me off. But I feel
I like his entrance.
It's different now. It's he changed some, but not really changed.
His entrance I like.
I like
the whole thing, the music, everything.
I like him now. I think
his entrance is cool. I think.
So Ilya Dragunov wins. I can't speak. Ilya Dragunov won.
I think he's gotten over with his wrestling. Also, the Imperium feud was done well with him. Yeah, I agree. I think that whole thing is really good. Has been done really good, and with what they're doing, as we'll talk about here in just a minute, towards the end of.
I like where they're headed.
After this match, we'll get to it and talk about it. But
so
where they're headed with him, I think, is going to be interesting.
It's going to be a good thing, and I'm really excited to see where they go with this. So Dragunov then gets on the mic. He says, "Finn Balor, Prince, at Worlds Collide, I will make you realize." And then he gets cut off by Gallus. Joe Coffey goes, "Hey, boys, give me a minute alone with Dragunov. Let me just talk to him, okay?" And he says, "I need to get something off my chest. Wolfgang." I'm having a real tough time speaking today. I don't know why. Wolfgang.
And maybe, Colin, that's why I didn't like him, is because he lost to Ono, and I was like, man, I don't really like him, and have him.
What's your deal?
Why? Why are you?
You obviously
you're terrible.
suck if you're getting beat by Ono.
Yeah.
I mean, but I've since then changed my mind. So he says Wolfgang and Mark retained, and they retained their titles, and won, and I didn't win, and ultimately that's my fault. But you also cost me. So you helped us against Imperium. You're not a part of the Gallus fam. and you cost me. You cost me my match. He then says, so, you're off to go fight Finn Balor at Worlds Collide this weekend. You go fight him. You go beat him. And when you come back here, you're going to come and fight me. Because I'm not done with you. I love this.
Yeah, I definitely like where they're headed with it.
This is such a good, feud idea. I like it so much. And I'm really excited to watch.
Well, and the fact...
Bust right open.
Both of them...
So good.
The whole promo I thought was really good. The way they did the whole promo I thought was really good with, both of them, just the reactions from both of them and just the speaking part from both of them. Mm-hmm. I thought was done really well.
I agree. Man, Gallus, Joe Coffey, Gallus. I used to thoroughly dislike them. I have since then changed my mind. I really like Gallus now. I think they have a lot of personality, and it shows through. And I they're good in the ring too. And they're so good, and I really like them.
Yeah.
There's just something about it now that just makes me go, I can't dislike you guys.
No, they've gotten a lot better, and I think it makes it more. I think that it's really interesting, what they're doing with them. We like to see Walter face on a main roster.
Who would we like to see face on the main roster? I don't think there's anybody on the main roster I'd like to see Walter face. Maybe Drew McIntyre. I think that'd be a fun fight, Drew McIntyre and Walter. But other than that,
I would almost like to see Walter destroy Brock.
I could be okay with that.
Outside of that, I don't know that, there's anybody that I'd sit here and go, yeah, I would absolutely like to see him face. Not that I wouldn't want to see him wrestle anybody, but I don't think there's anybody else that I would really...
There's nobody that I would
really,
go,
yeah, I want to see him.
Yeah, Walter and Braun. I suppose that would be okay. I don't think it would be bad, but with what they've done with Braun's kind of a joke, and I feel like it'd almost be obvious.
That's what I was going to say, is I think that right now, with what they've done with Braun, Walter, I think that would kind of be an insult to Walter. Now, if they change Braun with the way Braun's going and what they're doing with him, then that might be a match I'd want to see. But right now, I think that would be kind of, like I said, I think that'd be kind of an insult to Walter.
They've already punked Walter out twice. Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
He got pinned at Survivor Series. He got taken out. And that was just kind of what? Huh? He was the first dude eliminated.
Yeah.
It was seriously? What was that about? For reals. So, yeah. Joe Coffey.
I guess, you know what, though? I think that might be why I'm okay with Walter still having the title.
Why?
Well, because even though he's this invincible force type guy, he's lost, matches like that.
He has, but
And, been eliminated from matches like that. So I think that it makes it a little easier to sit here and go, okay, it's cool that he's been champion for, forever.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike...
To me...
And he does show up, so, comparing him to Brock's a little bit different, but I think if Brock was to lose, at a Survivor Series, in a Survivor Series match or something like that, I think people would be a little more accepting of Brock as a champion.
Not me.
Well, I know, because you don't like Brock because he doesn't show up. I don't like Brock because he doesn't show up.
I just don't respect him. It's gotten to the point where, I just don't respect the guy. I don't think he cares about the business, and, why should I care about him?
I get that. I understand that.
So that's my take on that. So then we get Imperium backstage. They go and ask Sid Scala and Johnny State to make a match with Mandrews. They
It was cool. I loved it.
And then they come back and say, all right, you guys can have your match with Manders, next week. But because Wolf sometimes forgets the rules, we're going to make it a 6-man tag match. The 3 of you versus Andrews, Webster, and the partner of their choice. So that is next week. It's going to be so good. I love them so much. I'm so excited. Next week should be really fun.
Yeah, I think next week will be good. How you doing, Clark?
What's up, man? It's futuristic. See, but like, honestly though, they're like.
I mean, the thing about it is, I think that just the fact that, and then you see, like, they're standing there, they're doing the whispering thing, and then you see the smile on their face, and like, the whole way they did it, I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah. So, that was that. We're going to have that next week. It should be really, really good. I'm totally excited. It should be good.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
And I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I think it'll be good. Definitely be good.
So,
the WrestleMania 2000 should have been Kane versus X-Pac, an Inferno match with Kane winning to end the feud. Yes, definitely. That would have been awesome.
So then, we get Travis Banks versus the Brian Kendrick as the second Cruiserweight qualifying match.
Brian Kendrick.
The Brian Kendrick, not just Brian Kendrick. The Brian Kendrick.
That's right. He is the Brian Kendrick.
First thing I have to say, okay, his finishing move. The only thing he could come up with was sliced bread number 2.
That's right, sliced bread number 2.
That's all he could come up with.
Because number 1 was being used.
I then messaged Colin and I was like, well, if he can have a finishing move called sliced bread number 2, then guess what? My finishing moves, if I was a wrestler, would be called peanut butter and jelly and cheese.
PBJ cheese.
No, they're 2 separate moves.
Oh.
Peanut butter and jelly and cheese. That would be my 2 finishing moves.
Got you, 2 different moves.
And then he goes, well, what would they be? And I said, well, peanut butter and jelly would be the turnbuckle and then the dude and then myself. And they get smashed between it and it would hurt. So that would be peanut butter and jelly. And then cheese would be a variation of like the diamond cutter.
Oh yeah, that'd be good.
See? I'm like a genius.
Brock Lesnar. Yeah, definitely not.
I'm a genius.
Yeah. I think the huge reason people don't respect Brock is because of that. Mini moonsault would be your finisher.
I like PB&J better, personally. Just saying. So
my YouTube friend told me the original plan was for Kane and X-Pac to have an exploding bombs match. It sounds like it would have been the WWF's version of a Japanese death match. That would have been cool. I'm gonna blow you up. You try and blow me up. The winner survives.
So
the loser's dead.
So then we have the main event, Travis Banks and the Brian Kendrick. I thought this was a decent match. I knew Brian Kendrick wasn't winning. He didn't have a chance.
Well, I knew he wasn't gonna win, but I thought it was a good match.
Travis Banks won, so he is the 4th dude added into the Worlds Collide match. So if we take a look at this real quick while we're here. Worlds Collide 2020.
Oh yeah, I didn't pull that one up, did I?
No, that's okay though.
My bad.
Worlds Collide 2020. It's a good card.
Travis Banks is a lovely dude. He is a lovely dude.
They met the lovely dude.
Yeah, you guys
seems lovely.
You interviewed him, didn't you?
He seems lovely. He seems like he'd be a nice dude. Or lovely dude.
Yeah.
Whatever. So the NXT UK Worlds Collide card as it stands currently, which I don't think this is going to change. Rhea Ripley versus Toni Storm. Finn Balor versus Ilya Dragunov. Angel Garza versus Isaiah Swerve Scott versus Jordan Devlin versus
I did. He was very patient. That's cool.
What's his face?
How'd you get the interview?
Travis Banks.
I'm just curious. How'd you get the interview?
That's his name.
Did you just go, hey, we'd like to interview him? And they went, oh yeah, we're all over that.
Sure. So we have that. Then we have DIY versus Mustache Mountain, which I'm so very excited for. You guys don't even know. I'm so excited for Mustache Mountain versus DIY. It's going to be such a killer match.
Dom has links with the WWE marketing.
Ah.
That's cool.
Cool. So I'm so excited for this match. And then we have Mia Yim versus Kaylee Ray in the kickoff show. So ultimately, it's like a really good card. And it should be really good.
Yeah. We're hoping to get more in the future.
Well, that's super
That'd be awesome.
So, I'm so excited for Worlds Collide. It's going to be so good.
Yeah. I think it will. I think the whole weekend is, I mean, I think Rumble is probably going to be solid.
I think the card for Rumble is pretty good, actually.
Worlds Collide, I think, is going to be pretty solid.
Like, I feel like this is a better Rumble card that we've had in a bit. I mean, I think it's just a better card in general for a pay-per-view that we've had in a bit.
Yeah.
I don't think it's bad.
I mean, Pete done a few years ago, but it was not filmed.
That's cool.
Just audio?
Pete Dunne is cool. No, what do you think you meant?
Well, I'm just asking the question.
He said it wasn't filmed.
Well, I know, but he could have just wrote the stuff down.
Well, I suppose that is true.
Megan, is KLR defending her belt?
No, Kaylee Ray isn't defending her belt. No. I'm pretty sure it's just a match.
No.
It's just Mia Yim versus Kaylee Ray
on
the kickoff show.
Yeah.
So.
And they have it down wrong on there. It's no longer the NXT UK Women's Champion. It's just the NXT UK Champion. Sorry. I had to just throw that out there.
They got to change this one to NXT Championship. Rhea Ripley versus Toni Storm.
Yep. That is no longer the
NXT. And then there's the Undisputed Era versus Imperium. That's also.
Well, that sucks. It was written up from Dom's magazine. I recorded the audio and wrote it out. He was both right.
See? Mm-hmm. I was just assuming, audio, but I mean, whatever.
What's Dom's magazine? I'm just curious.
So, it's gonna be a good card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 matches. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, I think it'll be good.
Thoroughly exciting.
Definitely.
Well, that sucks. Just be glad Kaylee Ray is on the card, bro.
Yeah,
Just be glad.
Bro. Sounds fair.
So, that's that. That was NXT UK. Like I said, I thought it was a pretty solid show.
Solid show, definitely solid show.
Pretty good. Good some wrestling. Good some wrestling. Yes.
I'm kind of glad we watched it.
Good some wrestling.
Good some wrestling.
Some good wrestling.
Yeah. Good some wrestling. As we can speak English
well. Good some wrestling, guys. That was some good some wrestling. Yes.
Yeah.
So that was NXT UK. Royal Rumble. And just who are you talking to?
Eastern England Rock Magazine. Oh, he's interviewed Jericho, Foley, Ric Flair. Who couldn't understand his accent? That's funny.
That's hilarious. That is funny. So, Royal Rumble. It's another solid show. It should be pretty good. I'm really excited for it. So, I mean, we can just get started with that.
Ric Flair is not very patient. That doesn't shock me. That really doesn't shock me that Ric Flair would not be patient.
No,
I just kind of get a sense that he's just not a patient guy. Just.
Jeez. Yeah, I can see that being true.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see that.
I suppose when you do a Ric Flair interview, you gotta go. Okay,
should just go,
or
you just go,
woo, and go. There you go. That's the interview. So that's funny. So Royal Rumble, the first match on the card, Andrade versus Humberto Carrillo for the United States Championship. Andrade.
Are you gonna do Worlds Collide prediction, or we just?
Oh, do we want to do Worlds Collide predictions? We can do that.
We can do that.
Okay, we'll start off with Worlds Collide predictions then. Mia Yim versus Kaylee Ray.
Kaylee Ray. Royal Rumble time.
So.
We're gonna do Worlds Collide real quick.
Okay, we're gonna take a whoop whoop whoop. Rewind. Whoop. We're gonna do predictions for Worlds Collide too. Oh, tease. So we're gonna do Worlds Collide first.
Kaylee Ray, definitely.
Mia Yim, Kaylee Ray, that's the first one. I think Kaylee Ray is going to win. I think that makes the most sense. I would love to see Mia Yim win just to get the one-up on her, but I just don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah.
So that'd be the first one. It should be a really good match, though.
I agree.
Should be enjoyable. I feel NXT US wins most of the matches. I could see that happening.
We have NXT UK winning this one.
Has to win this, to be honest. I think she really does.
If she doesn't win, I think it makes the women's. Wait, take that back.
See this.
I think it makes the NXT UK champion look weak, not the NXT UK women's champion.
Sorry, the NXT.
Constant, baby. World's collides first. Yes.
So, hold on. I will take this back. I'm still going with Kaylee Ray winning, but I think there could be a twist here. That maybe, possibly, like, Tony or Piper comes out and tries to, like, cost her the match, so Mia then gets the win. Maybe, but I just have a solid feeling that Kaylee Ray's gonna win, regardless. But I could totally see somebody coming out,
No, they can't have Mia win.
I think I could totally see somebody coming out to try and stop Kaylee Ray based on everything that happened with the championship match at TakeOver.
So interference.
Yeah, I could see that happening too. Piper or Tony coming out, being all salty about not winning. If anybody, I think Tony would come out.
Yeah, I don't know.
And screw her over.
Who's going to be the last 6 people in the men's Royal Rumble?
Jonelle, we'll get to that.
Stick around, Jonelle. We'll give you our thoughts.
Round. But I am still gonna go with Kaylee Ray.
I really don't think this should be filmed in the U.S. The UK audience would be more into this for sure. Apparently, not all tickets have sold out yet.
Aye.
I would agree.
That sucks.
I mean, I think that if they did it over there, I think it'd be cool. I think the big issue you have is because...
And I think the UK people would be so excited to, watch Undisputed Era and all these different people that were, like, in the US. Because
definitely.
They're not over there all that often.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with you. I think that there would be a better turnout over there than it is here.
Because they'd be like, Undisputed Era, say what? Whoop whoop.
Yeah.
I think that would be fun if they did it over there, but, they're stupid and,
Yeah.
They don't do stuff like that, so. Kaylee Ray. That's my answer.
Yeah, Kaylee Ray.
I was just throwing another idea out there. Could be interference.
Could be. Our crowds are better.
I've said this so many times, though.
No wonder I'm glad you were sick.
Exactly right, Maven. It would be way more special for us. Yeah, I think people would be more excited and would appreciate it more if with the fact that, Undisputed Era and Rhea and all these different people aren't over there as much as,
I agree.
It could
I think
be.
that
And
Ciampa
Ciampa and Gargano and Finn.
Yeah.
You got a lot of, big names that are on the show. So, it'd be cool to see them over there instead of over here.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, I think they'd appreciate it more and they'd get a better reaction.
Well, I do too. I think that I think it would help out. I think that I do think that they would draw a better crowd over there than they would over here.
Mm-hmm.
So I would agree.
So, anyways, Kaylee Ray, that's my first answer.
Yeah, that was my first answer, and now you've said that 4 times. So, are you taking Kaylee Ray?
Yes, I'm taking Kaylee Ray. I'm for sure. You gonna lock in on that? Yes, I am for sure taking Kaylee Ray.
Yes.
Right, so I said Mia wins. So, then we have DIY versus Mustache Mountain. This is such a hard match to pick. Woo! I think DIY is gonna win, though.
So, Jonelle's taking Kaylee Ray.
Cool. I think DIY wins this just because this is, the one time that they're, coming back together, It's going to be so good, though. It's a tough match to choose, but I think DIY wins.
I would say...
DIY, I think. I think you have to have DIY win just because this is, I don't foresee them doing too much tag team stuff after this, so, let them have the one good win and then go from there.
DIY wins, and then, something happens after their match. between the two of them.
I don't think they're gonna like turn on each other or anything. I think it's gonna be all good and rainbows and sunshine.
I don't think so.
I think it is because I don't think it.
Mustache Mountain have their own singles thing going on. Yes.
Personally, I like Tyler Bate better in the singles thing than in the Mustache Mountain tag team. I like the Mustache Mountain tag team. I think it's cool, but
Mustache Mountain wins. Colin's waiting to see what everybody else is picking. Then he picks the opposite.
And then he picks the opposite.
Yeah.
That's the logic. He picks the opposite of what I picked.
Oh.
And that's what he does. He's like, well, then at least one of us is right, and it kind of like balances out the universe, you know? Because then, like, you know, that's what he does. He picks the opposite of me. That's what he does. So I'm picking DIY just because I think it makes sense.
I'm gonna go DIY, but I think that something happens at the end of the match between the two of them.
Majority of people.
Maybe they don't fight, but I think there's something happens.
I think handshakes and then even a 4-way mustache twirl. That would be awesome though. Like honestly, that would be cool to end it. They're just like, yeah, cool, we're buds, you know, no hard feelings. It was just fun match. He called us out on Twitter, and we got back together for.
And then they go to walk out, and one of them grabs a chair and hits the other's. We're friends. Hit you in the chair. Hit with the chair.
Or hit you in the chair. I'm gonna hit you in the chair.
That's right. I'm gonna hit you so hard you're gonna land in the chair.
I'm gonna hit you in the chair.
That's right.
I don't know where a chair is on my person, but hey.
You know what I meant.
So, DIY. That's the final answer. Then we have the NXT Cruiserweight Championship match. Angel Garza, who is the champion, versus Isaiah Swerve Scott versus Jordan Devlin versus Travis Banks. Yeah, okay. I see this going one of two ways.
I see it going one way.
I either see Angel Garza retaining and walking out with the championship, or I see them putting it on Jordan Devlin.
You didn't guess the right answer for any of them.
What are you thinking?
I think that Isaiah Swerve Scott wins.
Maybe.
No,
I just don't.
No maybes to it. He wins.
I just don't love Isaiah Swerve Scott though. I mean, I think he's cool, and I mean, like people that like him, cool, good for you. But like, I just don't love him as much as I do other people. You know, like I don't have a problem with him, but I'm just not a huge fan.
I think they've been kind of building this up to where he wins a title, aren't they?
I suppose I can see how, yeah. I didn't think he was making it into this match, in all honesty.
I mean, I just think that that's kind of where we're headed with this. I think that's how they're building it up.
I thought Leo Rush was going to beat him to be in the match. That's what I thought was going to happen, but then he won, so that was a little shocking.
I think JD wins this.
I think Jordan Devlin is a prime candidate.
I think all four men are prime candidates. They're in the match. I just think that
I'm gonna say Jordan.
Swerve Scott
I'm
wins.
gonna say Jordan Devlin also.
He just needs to change his name just to Swerve Scott.
If he gets moved to the main roster, that's what they'll change it to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Devlin should be nowhere near that Cruiserweight Championship. He has way more potential than NXT UK. I agree. I think that he'd be better off over there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Banks.
Neat.
I
Everybody's got a different answer for this.
I don't know.
Do I agree that Devlin should be nowhere near that Cruiserweight Championship? Yes. But at the same time, I don't really know what they have planned for him in UK. I just don't get a sense that they really know what they're going to do with him now.
No. Who has the title now?
Angel Garza.
Yeah.
He has the title.
Angel Garza. That's why
I'm going to say Banks. No, I'm
That's
not.
why Swerve Scott is going to win.
So, I don't know if they necessarily know what they're going to do with Jordan Devlin, so I feel like almost putting him on the Cruiserweight Championship, it at least puts him out there. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I'm going to say Jordan Devlin.
All right.
Angel Garza.
Angel Garza will win.
All right.
Well, I still think Swerve Scott wins. He gets.
I mean, if you're right, cool.
The push.
I'm okay
just
with.
Thinking so.
I'm okay with whatever happens in this match. It doesn't really make a difference to me. If Garza walks out with the title and he retains it, cool. If Swerve walks out with the title, cool. If Devlin walks out with the title, cool. If Banks walks out with the title, who am I kidding? Banks isn't walking out with the title. Cool. You know? Like, whatever. I don't really care what happens with it. I mean,
it's not one of those that you sit there and go, okay, yeah, but I mean, since they
oh my gosh, the Cruiserweight title will make or break you. No, it's not like that.
And the problem is they don't show the Cruiserweight title enough.
Yeah, so
whoever gets it, I feel bad for them because, yeah, they're a champion, but you're never seen.
Oh, I mean, it's been on NXT more recently, which has been putting it out there, which is nice. But before that, it was like a 205 Live exclusive.
By the way, what happened to Leo Rush?
He was, like, supposed to be in, like, he was in the match, and he fought Swerve Scott, and he lost.
Well, I know, but, like, did they, like, decide that they're getting rid of him? Because, like, oh, here, we're going to let you win the title. Oh, nope, get out of here.
Oh, nope, we're going to send you back to Bobby Lashley. The Cruiserweight title is
a dying belt. It is, because they don't use it. You don't ever see it.
Leo Rush, though. They send him back to Bobby. That would be funny.
Oh,
Bobby, Lana, and Leo?
No.
Can you see it now, though? Oh, it would be so funny.
No.
Oh, but it'd be terrible for Leo Rush because he has so much more potential than that. Like, for sure. But it'd be funny.
No. I wouldn't even recognize him if there was a...
Well, he's Angel Garza. I don't know.
That's why they say their name before they enter the ring. So people know who they are.
Otherwise, you might be a little clueless.
Yeah.
And that might be a problem, you know? You're like, oh, these three dudes, and I don't know who that guy is.
Yeah.
Oh.
Why not Bobby have a baby?
And his that would be hilarious.
That's funny.
Woo! Good grief. So, yeah, Devlin, that's my pick. Then we get Finn Balor versus Ilya Dragunov. This is another tough one because I feel like having either guy lose is kind of a detriment to them, you know?
I think it hurts Finn Balor more.
Yeah.
I got DIY. Jonelle, you're a little bit behind here. Who do you have in the Cruiserweight match?
I agree. I think it's more of a detriment to Finn just because of the whole thing they have with Gargano. And I feel like he almost has to be strong and unbeatable to them. So it's going to suck for Dragunov getting beat by Finn Balor, but it's going to happen.
Finn, I think, will win, but it will be a great match. I agree it's going to be a great match.
It's going to be a great match, regardless of who wins.
What if there's outside interference and Finn loses?
What, Gargano?
Yeah.
Oh, or Coffee.
I could have that happen, too.
Coffee could be like, hey, I'm not waiting. I want to fight you now.
Balor wins, unfortunately.
That could be possible, too. I think Coffee could totally come out and be like, yeah, sorry, I told you I was going to wait, but I lied. I'm here to sneak attack you. You know?
Yeah.
That's totally a possibility.
I agree.
Wow, I never thought of that, man. It's a good thing you said outside interference. Because I wouldn't have thought of that. That's a good idea, though.
They need to do like the old days where, like, you know, you have enough wrestlers now from overseas that you could bring them in and have, like, you know, whether it's an American type, you know, patriotic type thing, or whether it's a UK type thing, you know, the where you have Walter and all the, you know, Dragunov and those guys, the Germans and the Russians versus the people from
here,
the UK or the US, and
kind of sort of like Raw versus SmackDown, like that whole thing, but it's like just like WWE as a whole.
East versus West, I guess is what you know.
I suppose that'd be kind of cool. Sort of like Survivor Series, but not Survivor Series.
Yeah.
You know, I suppose that'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, I think.
I wouldn't have a problem with it.
I don't know, just an idea.
I wouldn't have a problem with it. I mean,
I was just thinking of that because I watched, you know, I've been watching some old wrestling, kind of like Brexit. Yeah, kind of like Brexit. Exactly like Brexit.
I don't know what that is.
I know what it is.
I don't know what that is.
It's where England is like breaking away from. You plan on starting a war, Mr. G? Hey, whatever it takes, you know, to get the interesting storylines in wrestling.
So, yeah. Finn Balor, I think Finn Balor has to win.
think he wins, but if there's outside interference, then I think he loses.
That Joe Coffey idea though, like having him come out and being like, oh no.
I don't think so. Boris Johnson versus Trump. You don't even know who Boris Johnson is.
No, but I know who Trump is.
I knew you would.
I know who Trump is, and so I assume, we're just talking about two places here.
Yeah, I don't keep the title on Angel Garza for. Keep the title on Angel Garza for a little bit more.
Yeah.
I'm confused by what you're saying there, Jenna. Are you keeping the title on Garza, or are you taking it off of him?
So, Finn Balor.
Trump is in the WWE Hall of Fame. Yeah. Nobody has a clue how. No clue how.
Oh, somebody brought this up last year at the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
When they were putting out a tweet about the Hall of Fame, they go, okay, they have that celebrity wing. Did they do that this year?
I don't know.
I don't even think they did, but they were like, Cyndi Lauper needs to go in because she was like a big deal. And they were like, I don't know how Donald Trump made it in before Cyndi Lauper.
How she's not in the Hall of Fame is beyond me, because she was not only... It wasn't a one-time thing for her. She was, like, going to shows, and she was at,
And they just meant
like,
they
the
were
weekly
like,
shows.
seriously.
And so why she isn't in is way beyond me.
That made me laugh. So they were like, Trump is in the WWE Hall of Fame, and Cyndi Lauper isn't.
Yeah. No clue how. Or why.
What? Ooh.
That would be worse than Goldberg versus Brock. Definitely.
Ooh, good grief. That is...
why she is not in the Hall of Fame is beyond me, for the celebrities. It's, like, totally ridiculous that she is not.
That was funny. I don't know either, man. It does make no sense.
Well, the whole rock and wrestling thing is...
It was like that... Yeah. Cyndi was a big deal.
Yes, he was in a couple of her videos.
Yeah, so, like, she was a big deal. And the fact that she's not in there is just... It is ridiculous. It's like they have all these stupid people in, but then they have, like,
Well,
they don't have Cyndi Lauper in.
She was the whole rock and wrestling thing.
She was the rock and wrestling
She
connection.
was like, as far as the rock part of it, she was the face of the rock and wrestling connection.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And why she is not in the Hall of Fame, I don't even get it. What the hell is in that water, Maven?
Nothing.
It's water.
I can guarantee
H2O.
it's just water.
This is the best H2O ever.
It's just water. Well said. Like, I don't know, man. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense how she's not in there.
No.
Like, not at all. So then we get the NXT Championship match. Rhea Ripley versus Toni Storm. I'm not calling it that, guys. Next we have the NXT Women's Championship match.
We have the NXT Championship match.
We have Rhea Ripley versus Toni Storm. You sure?
You sure?
I'm sure. It's just water. I am sure.
Rhea retains.
Yeah. I don't see Toni winning.
No.
It's going to be a good match, though.
I think it'll be a good match. I just think Rhea
she's just not.
Rhea
Yeah, Toni's not winning. So, sucks to be Toni. Then maybe Toni has sort of a mental breakdown.
She cries.
No, just like a mental breakdown. Kind of
snaps.
Like, yes. I think Toni could snap after this.
I have many questions.
Like, honestly, I think that could be what we're leading to.
Could be.
Like, she's lost against Kaylee Ray several times.
Rhea, obviously, yes.
Several times. And when she can't beat Rhea, I think she's gonna snap and she's just gonna go nuts. She's, like, not gonna know what to do. Because, like, now where does she go from here? She can't beat Kaylee Ray. She can't beat Rhea. Where does she fit into this big, giant puzzle?
I think it's interesting that, you brought in, I heard AJ Lee returns this Sunday. I never thought about that.
I don't know, maybe. Honestly, I'm not going to shut down anything. I'm going to just sit here and go,
that would be interesting.
Be cool if she did. It'd be cool if she didn't. I mean, whatever,
If she returns, that'd be interesting.
Like, honestly, I'm okay with whatever.
Like, as one of the Rumble participants?
Yes. That would be cool.
AJ Lee would be a nice surprise. Yeah, I mean, that'd be cool.
It would be. Honestly, like...
What if CM Punk enters the men's Rumble and then they both win?
Honestly, I don't foresee that happening.
I just like the storylines. Just stick with it, okay?
Okay. I know, and I just said, like, I'm not going to shut down any rumors or anything. But, like, honestly, I really don't think CM Punk is going to show up in the Rumble. Solely because we have 5 entrants left, and I think those 5 entrants are going to be people from NXT.
Yeah,
Matt Riddle, somebody else, Keith Lee, maybe Adam Cole or Roddy or somebody from the era.
Colin, I agree, but the problem is usually someone has leaked that the person's going to be in the match, or someone. The funny thing is people will take like a big stab. Whoa, so and so is going to be there, and then if they are there, they go, "Well, see, I told you so. I broke it." I'm going to put that on Twitter. AJ Lee and CM Punk are going to be in the Royal Rumble.
And then you're going to have people.
And then if it happens, like,
what?
Yep, told you.
Told you guys.
My inside sources told me this was happening.
That's hilarious. Why is Brock Lesnar entering when he's the champion? Chris, we'll get to that. Just hold on. Just one more minute. So then...
Because he only shows up once every 6 months.
Did you get my Rhea Tony prediction? Rhea.
Yes, Rhea.
Rhea,
we got you, Colin. We got you.
Mantar is returning for the Rumble. You heard it here first. Now, wait a minute. Do we really mean Mantar, or do we mean Mansoor? Because we call Mansoor... That's what we've called him sometimes. So, we gotta be clear here. Which one are we talking about?
Well, Mansoor only wrestles in Saudi shows, so...
Oh, so we must be.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, I understand.
He only wrestles at Saudi shows and wins. He's like 2-0 over the last 2 years.
Exactly. What has he had, like 2 matches in the last 2 years?
That's
so, like, that's
2-0.
like the only matches he's had.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
He's probably pretty excited. I mean, a man with fake bull. I said. Mansoor is only in Saudi. Yes.
That is
I hope
funny.
Kane returns.
He's supposed to be in the Rumble.
Yeah, that's what I heard. He will win the Saudi Rumble.
For sure. When they go to Saudi in February or whatever, he's going to have a match. Who's going to fight? We should guess that right now. Who is Mansoor going to fight?
Who cares? He's going to win.
He's going to fight Brock Lesnar.
And commentates on 205 Live.
He is going to beat Brock Lesnar at the Saudi show. He'll be the one person that can do it.
He's going to wrestle Eddie Guerrero.
Woo!
Just so the fans can get excited about him beating Eddie Guerrero.
Oh my gosh.
I got Finn Balor.
It's such a fun show. So the
cool.
last match
got you, Jono.
on Worlds Collide is...
Well, he did last week.
...is Undisputed Era versus Imperium. This is another tough one. I don't know which way we're going to go. Honestly, yes I do. I think Undisputed Era is going to win. Wait. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know what they're going to do.
I think...
Oh, wait a minute. Undisputed Era could implode.
I don't
Roddy could be like, y'all, we're not there when you didn't help me retain my North American Championship, and we just lost here. That is not my problem. You all suck. Implode.
I don't think they
You
totally...
pick first, Maven.
I don't think they totally implode here.
I think we could.
But I think we've started to see the breaking of Undisputed Era. I think that...
I think Roddy's the one who's going to break them up.
So...
That's what I think is going to happen, because I said this from the very beginning. I said he's going to be the first to lose his championship. He's going to be the first